Okay, so this is the question from one of your transformation quizzes, asking what happens to this original graph, this orange-looking graph, when we apply the transformations in the second graph. You have a bunch of different multiple choice options, but you need to follow the order in which the transformations are given to you, and you actually do them like you would order of operations. So, g of x tells us that they're taking the original f graph and reflecting it over the y-axis and translating it to the left by 4. But you don't go left to right. The very first transformation you always apply are your horizontal translations, going left to right. So I'm going to take this graph, which starts at 0, and it did for all of your multiple choice options, and go left 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to draw the whole thing because I'm not quite done yet. Now, one of the multiple choice options did kind of look like this. I'm doing a really rough sketch here, and that's kind of designed to trick you because you might think, oh, cool, yeah, it's moved to the left and it's reflected, cool. It matters the order that you do the transformations in. So that's transformation number 1, to the left 4. And now we're going to reflect over the y-axis. So we're flipping. It's like you're holding a mirror up to the function. So this is going to go from here all the way over to positive 4. And since we are reflecting, it's going to look, I'm going to do a little rough sketch right here, like that. Let me compare to the actual one. Let's see. Very rough sketch. So let me try and make that look a little nicer. That looks terrible. Little curve right there, and then kind of moving up in the same direction. So there we go. Do your horizontal translations first, and then reflect over your axis. If we look back at the other questions, they're all kind of designed to trick you. But with the last two, you can tell these ones were reflected over the x-axis because this little bend in the graph, instead of being in the same area, is in the bottom of the graph. So those were reflected over the x-axis. This would be reflected over the x-axis if this negative was outside the parentheses. So there you go.